Hey, what's up, guys? Carry on back with my video, and today I'm going to do my NFL Week 5 picks. So, here we goes there. Putting a disclaimer here, I'm actually going to the Broncos game on Thursday, so I'm just going to put a disclaimer here and stuff like that for it. So, so here we go. So, start off with Thursday Night Football, October 6th, 6:15 Mountain Time, prime video. We got the Indianapolis Colts at my Denver Broncos. I am going to go with my Broncos here to win. Um, we do have Jerry Judy there. We do have Russell Wilson there, who can actually go down the field there, and he looked pretty well last week and stuff like that. We'll see. We're going to see Judy and Cortland Sutton and KJ Hamler, who can actually go down the field there and try to score some touchdowns here. The bad part is we do not have Jamonte Williams there, who honestly is out for the rest of the season with the ACL injury there. So this is going to hurt us in the running game there and stuff like that. But technically, minus the running game, I think we're going to do pretty well there and stuff like that for it. Mostly for the Colts there. I just don't see the Colts actually doing too much against us and stuff like that. I just don't really see that there and stuff. Mostly I just don't really see them doing too much against us and stuff. But mostly they did lost last week against the Titans there. So this game might be a pretty this game might look pretty sour for the Colts there and stuff like that for it. But technically, this game is going to be pretty close here. I'm going to say this both teams are technically pissed off here, but I'm going to say my Broncos can pull it out here and win this one against the Colts. So that's it for the Thursday night game. So I'm on to Sunday, October 9th. 7:30 Mountain Time, Prime Time, NFL Network. We got a 7:30 game, primetime NFL Network. We got the New York Giants at the Green Bay Packers. I am going to go with the Packers here to win. I think the Packers have a little bit more advantage here over the Giants. This game might be pretty close because technically the Giants do actually have technically the Giants are technically one of those teams who honestly are technically an upset team there and stuff like that. But the Packers there, they're starting to click there. Their rookies are starting to click there. They're actually catching Aaron Rodgers' throws there and stuff like that. But this game might be pretty close. This game might be pretty close here, but I think the Packers have a little bit more advantage here over the Giants. I just don't see the Giants doing too much here against the Packers there, and I just don't really see them doing too much here and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with the Packers here to win over the Giants. That's it for the 7:30 game. So we're on to the 11 o'clock games, Mountain Time. First on the 11 o'clock games, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to go with the Bills here to win. The Bills there, they have a really solid defense there who can actually get stuff done there and stuff like that with Von Miller under helm. Same with their offense there. Their offense with Josh Allen there, who was actually pretty solid there and stuff like that for it. Mostly they're kind of pissed off. I think they're going to try to get that bad taste, or not really bad taste out of their mouth, but they barely won last week there, but they technically won. They barely won last week there and stuff like that, but they came back in the fourth quarter last week and tried to win it. The Steelers there, they did pretty bad last week. I think they're technically missing Ben Roethlisberger, and this is technically going to hurt them in this game here. So I'm going to go with the Bills here, went over the Steelers. Next game, we have the LA Chargers at the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to go with the Browns here to win. Browns look pretty solid there and stuff like that. They do have actually a pretty well of an offense there and stuff like that for it. The Chargers do not have Justin Herbert there, so this is technically going to hurt them there. It's technically going to hurt the Chargers there because they don't have Justin Herbert there who can actually go down the field and try to score here. But I think this game, I can't really say too much about this game here. The only thing I might say is mostly Justin Herbert's definitely injured. So I'm going to go with the Browns here, went over the Chargers. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. This game's a who cares game, but I'm going to go with the Vikings here to win. I think the Vikings have a little bit more advantage here over the Bears. Bears there, they don't look 100% this good there. They technically look pretty off sync there. Same with the Vikings there. They just can't get nothing going either. But I think the Vikings have a little bit more advantage here. I think they actually have a little bit more advantage than they actually technically have like a little bit more closer games here. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings here, went over the Bears. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions at the New England Patriots. Going with the Lions here to win. I think the Lions have a little bit more advantage here over the Patriots. Patriots there, they don't have Mac Jones there. Mac Jones is mostly a big options there and stuff like that. For the Lions there, they look pretty solid there. Their line looks a little bit more solid there in the Patriots line there and stuff like that. I just don't really see the Patriots actually doing too well there and stuff like that. Without Mac Jones, I just don't see the Patriots actually trying to win it here and stuff like that for it. So I'm going to go with the Lions here. I think the Lions actually have a little bit more running game there. The running game might be a little bit more solid there and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with the Lions here, win over the Patriots. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the New Orleans Saints. Going with the Seahawks here, win. I think I'm not going to go with the Seahawks here, win. I'm going with the Saints here, win. I think the Saints can bounce back here against the Seahawks. I just don't really trust Geno Smith in this game. There, I just don't really trust him at all. He looks pretty bad and off sync there and stuff like that. But the Saints there, they might want to get that bad taste out of their mouth from last week from losing against Minnesota there. Technically, they might want to get that bad taste out of their mouth losing against Minnesota there and stuff like that. So I think they're going to rebound there against the Seahawks here in this game here. Their offense might be mostly that the Saints are technically mediocre there, but I think they can get it done against the Seahawks. Geno Smith doesn't look that great of a quarterback. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. I'm going to say no contest here. I'm going to go with the Dolphins here to win. The Dolphins look really red hot solid there. They look really red hot solid there and stuff like that with Tyreek Hill there. Honestly, it's a powerhouse player there and stuff like that. It might be pretty close in a way. I might say it might be really close in a way there because technically Tua is technically out. If he is out, he's out with the concussion protocol there and stuff like that. So technically this game might be close because Tua is technically out there and stuff like that for it. For the Jets there, they just don't look 100% that great, but technically they did upset the Steelers last week. So this is a team you don't really want to mess with here. But I'm going to say the Dolphins can pull it out here and win this one against the Jets, but this game might be close. Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bucks. I am going to go with the Bucks here to win. I think the Bucks have a little bit of advantage here over the Falcons. Falcons, they just don't look 100% this great in this game. I just don't really see the Falcons trying to rebound against the Bucks. The Bucks there, they do have Tom Brady there, who can actually throw it down the field there. He actually has his target is technically Gronk there. Gronk is technically his favorite target there in this game here and stuff like that. I might see technically Gronk actually doing pretty well there against the Falcons. Falcons is just only 100% this great in here. So I'm just going to go with the Bucks here, went over the Falcons. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Washington Commanders. I'm going to say no contest. I'm going to go with the Titans here to win. Titans there look really, really red hot there. Not really red hot. They do have a really solid running game there. They do have a really solid running game there and stuff like that. Mostly Mostly they actually did pretty well with other teams there. The only team they technically lost to was in week 2, and that was mostly against Buffalo. They technically didn't do well in week 2 against Buffalo there. But I think minus all that, they did pretty well there. They're mostly like a pretty solid team there and stuff like that for it. For the Commanders, they just look pretty sloppy. They look really, really sloppy there. They can't get nothing going there. They just can't get nothing going at all and stuff like that. But so I'm gonna say no contest. Titans should win this game easily against the Commanders. Next game, we got the Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game's honestly a shit bowl game, but I'm gonna go with the Jaguars here to win. I think the Jaguars have a little bit more advantage here over the Texans here. But this game is mostly a shit bowl game. This game doesn't really completely matter there and stuff like that. But I think the Jaguars do have a little bit more of an advantage here and actually do score some more points here and stuff like that. The Texans there, they just don't look that great. They look pretty off sync there. They can't get nothing going there and stuff like that for it. So mostly I'm gonna say Jaguars can pull it out here from this one against the Texans. That's it for the 11 o'clock game. So we're moving to the 2:05 game, Mountain Time. First on the 2:05, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go with the Niners here to win. I think the Niners do have a really hard running game there. They do have a really hard running game there and stuff like that. They do have like a solid defense there who's actually pretty well there and stuff like that for it. For the Panthers there, they just don't look that great. They just don't look 100% that great there. They're kind of into a slope there, and they can't get nothing going there at all and stuff like that. But for the Niners there, they look pretty solid there for their thing, minus the Garofalo, who's actually not that great of a quarterback there. But I'm going to say Niners can pull it out here and win this one against the Panthers. That's it for the 2:05 games. So we're moving to the 2:25 games. Mountain Time. First on the 2:25, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the LA Rams. I am gonna go with the Cowboys here to win. The Cowboys there do have a young quarterback there. They do have a young quarterback who's actually a pretty solid, hard-hitting quarterback there and stuff like that. They can actually get stuff done. He can actually get stuff done there and stuff. For the Rams there, mostly I don't really see the Rams actually doing too much there with the Matthew Stafford guy, Matthew Stafford, who is not that great of a quarterback there and stuff like that. I just don't really see him doing too well against the Cowboys. The Cowboys there do have a really solid quarterback there who can actually throw down the ball and stuff like that for it. Young quarterback there who can actually throw down the ball and stuff like that for it. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys here to win over the Rams. Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm going to go with the Eagles here win. This game is going to be a hard, massive game here. I'm going to go with the Eagles here win. I think the Eagles have a little bit more of a solid offense there and a really solid defense there who can actually do pretty well there and stuff like that for it. Most of their defense is mostly solid there. They mostly do pressure. They do pressure there and stuff like that. They do have a pretty good pressuring and stuff. Mostly the running game there looks pretty solid there and stuff like that. So they actually have a little bit more advantage here and stuff like that for it. For the Cardinals there, they look pretty solid also. Their defense looks pretty solid there. They did pretty well and stuff like that with Kyle Murray, who can get out of the parking there and stuff like that for it. So this game is going to be massively close. I'm going to say I'm mostly going to go with the Eagles here went over the Cardinals. That's it for the 2:25. So let's move on to Sunday Night Football, 6:20 Mountain Time. primetime NBC. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to go with the Ravens here to win. I think the Ravens look really red hot there. The Ravens look really red hot there. They look pretty solid there and stuff like that for it. Mostly they look pretty solid there with Jamar Jackson there, who actually is a powerhouse of a player there and stuff like that for it. But I think it's going to be a pretty explosive there and stuff like that. For the Bengals there, they are getting stuff together. They actually are getting stuff together there. They look pretty well last week against the they did pretty well against the Dolphins last week and actually upsetting the Dolphins last week there. So mostly they're coming back around there. The Bengals are technically coming back around, but I think the Ravens have a little bit more advantage here over the Bengals. But this game might be pretty close here. Well, I'm going to say Ravens can pull it out here, win this one against the Bengals. That's it for the Sunday games. So let's move on to Monday Night Football, October 10th. 6:15 Mountain Time, primetime ESPN. We got the Las Vegas Raider haters at the Kansas City Chiefs. I am going to go with the Chiefs here to win. The Chiefs there look really red solid there. They look really red solid there and stuff like that. Mostly they did pretty well for the last couple weeks there and stuff. Mostly they do have Patrick Mahomes who actually can go down the field and try to score some touchdown there. The only thing the Chiefs is technically hurting on is mostly they don't have like a guy like Tyreek Hill who can actually throw them off and stuff like that for it. For the haters there, they technically upsetted us last week there. They do have Derek Carr, and honestly is a pretty good powerhouse type of guy there and stuff like that. And they do have Devontae Adams, but mostly I just don't really see their defense doing that pretty well. Their defense is pretty bad there and stuff like that for it. But versus like the Chiefs, who actually have a solid there, and so they do have like a solid running game there, and they do have a solid passing game. So, yep, that's pretty much it on this there. Going with the Chiefs here, win over the haters. So, yep, that's pretty much it. Comment, rate, response to the Spurs. We like my videos. Please subscribe. Hit the bell notification. See you tomorrow. Uploads. Comment, rate, response to the Spurs. Like her out. Out of peace.